you ever realized that the movies you grew up that shaped your whole personality? Like I'm still quoting lines from movies long before they created Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But today, Jason and I, we're gonna break down the top five movies, top five actors, and the top five actresses that we feel that we've grown accustomed to know and love. And welcome everybody to the very first episode of High Five. I'm Chip,
I'm Jason. How y'all doing today?
and this is a High Five. The top five of everything that's going to happen around the world in life, everything that's going on. And we think it's the top five, not necessarily you think it's the top five, but it's the top five. And we call it High Five because there's so many different top five lists out there. So we're gonna start by counting down our first five movies, our top five movies of all time. In our opinion, we're gonna go from five to one. And Jason, I'm gonna start with you. Uh, what's your number five movie?
So I ain't have mine in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
It's just these are just one of the five movies. If it's on TV, I'm sitting down and watching. So The Mummy, I put that at number five.
The Mummy with
Brandon Fraser.
Brain. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's like once I first saw the movie, my eyes got big. The CGI was at the time very good, and it was just an amazing movie to me. So that's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
And I get that. We've watched it many, many times. Um, it got better as you know. The more I
Hmm.
watched it, the more I liked it. I'm gonna go with my top five. Number five is Jaws.
Okay.
Um, as a kid, I stuck to the movies to see Jaws by myself.
Okay.
Uh, I'm telling on myself because I know my mom is gonna watch this. And, you what? But yeah, I went to the movies to see Jaws all by myself, and was it a mistake at the time for a little kid to go see that
Hmm.
by itself? But it was just well put together, the story, and I'd never really. The only time that I dealt with a shark is the Batman movie with the
Oh.
bat shark repellent. Like,
Yeah.
how come Batman don't have any legs? That
Uh,
shark was on his leg.
pow, pow, punching them in the nose. So I had a question. So when people say Jaws, like I was a kid when it came out,
Hmm.
what made Jaws so popular as to culture wise?
Because it was nothing like it.
Okay.
You know, you had movie directors back then, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, with Star Wars, and they were doing things that nobody had thought of or did. Uh, no, this is Nantucket, and there wasn't people there that looked like me and you,
Mm-hmm.
which made it all the more funny.
Okay.
Don't go into the water because that
Right.
was actually one of the movie taglines. Don't go in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And it we just had to see. I mean, everybody heard. I first heard about Jaws in Mad Magazine.
Okay.
They did the spoof on Mad
Mm-hmm.
Magazine, if you remember Mad Magazine, and it was like, I gotta go see this.
Oh.
So you jumped on the 24 Genesee, and you went downtown and saw Jaws. And it was a pretty alarming and damn good movie.
It's still iconic because once you hear the theme of Jaws, you still hear it and you still know it. Yeah.
Doo-dum, doo-dum,
Hmm.
dum, 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 dum. And it's like the mummy. You know, the mummy. It didn't really scare me because I was a grown man
Hmm.
when I saw it, but like you said, the CGI, which is very
Yeah.
now
Hmm.
compared
Yeah, the sand and the mummies climbing the wall.
It was stuff like that in Jaws that grabbed me, uh, especially as a little boy.
Okay.
And it did. It as much even when I was a kid, I knew that if I was going to be in a service, it was going to be the Navy.
Okay.
Uh, we swam a lot at the pool, but I don't know. It's well before your time, but you guys can check it out. It's a TV show called Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It's about a nuclear sub, exploratory sub in the U.S. Navy, and they were always underwater.
Okay.
Exploring, and that was one of the things that attracted me to Jaws was the water. And that was a bad shark. Probably
Okay.
one, and we'll get to this eventually in our lineup of movie top fives. But one of the top five villains in all of moviedom was that damn shark.
Shark. Okay.
So let's swing on now. What's your number four, Jay?
Okay. So, like I said, it's no particular order, but my number four. Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna put my number four will be the Winter Soldier. No, not the Winter Soldier. Oh my goodness, man. My number four will probably be the Mac. So I'm telling my little age. So
Well, there's about 10, 12 years between me and you,
uh-huh.
and I was there when the Mac came out.
Oh, see, I was like,
And it's a great, great choice.
hmm
Tell me why you like the Mac.
I don't know. So my uncle, um, him and my other uncle Dave, they used to go to the video store and they'd bring movies back, and they had the Mac on VHS,
Mm-hmm.
and he left it on the counter, and I was like, let me see what this movie about. And now when I popped it in, it was some of the greatest storytelling I could put up. Say for me, like I was only 6 years old watching the Mac, and I was like,
And it probably had been out about 10,
yeah,
15 years
yeah,
before you.
yeah,
'Cause like I said, I was there when it was brand new at the theaters.
and just stick 'em, Tony. That's one of the lines.
You know, it appears your bitch chose me.
Yeah. Or when he had him outside looking at the stars and the moon, it's just it was just the nostalgia of it, and it was just like this dude is smooth.
Max Julian and Richard Roundtree probably are my two favorite black heroes from back in the day.
Hmm.
And I didn't put any black exploitation in my top five, but it definitely in the top 15.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I got some more the black exploitation.
Oh
I
yeah,
got a list of those.
oh yeah, and it's always uh, good to have because we aren't celebrated in that way. We look at the movies today, or we show them to our kids. They will say, "Man, what the hell are you trying to show me?"
Hmm.
But that was cinema. That was my brother and I again. Without our, we would seen a lot of movies without my mom,
Hmm.
but uh, Black Caesar,
Yeah,
uh,
Cotton
Comeback,
Cross Harlem.
Cotton Cotton. My mother took us to see that I can remember. Comeback Charleston Blue,
Okay.
and maybe we should do one on black exploitation one day. Um, but the Mac is up there. That's a good choice, Jay.
Yeah.
My number four, along those lines,
Okay.
and when I say a movie that changed my life, that hit me hard, my number four movie is The American Gigolo.
Wow. Seriously.
Yeah. I was a teenager in high school. Might have been a sophomore in high school, going to Bennett High School, and I was an athlete, so I dressed like an athlete, sweatpants, appropriate for school, but that's how I dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And along came this movie, American Gigolo,
Okay.
and I don't know what made me see it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but Richard Gere
Okay.
had one of the opening scenes. You know, Smokey Robinson's is Just a Mirage is playing in the background, and the Miracles, um, and he's laying the outfits to what he's gonna wear that day.
Changed your life, huh?
And when he picked the suit and he came and you saw him button it, I'm like, oh my god, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because I think when I haven't seen the whole movie, but when you walk in, you see your parents watching it. I learned that. I started doing it in high school. Like, I used to lay all my clothes out on the bed. Like, yeah, which one I'm gonna kill him with today?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that started me, a couple of high school teammates, Derek Jones, Patrick Freeman. Shout out to Pat. Derek, if you're out there, do you ever get a chance to see this, man? I need to know where you've been. He was my wide receiver and baseball teammate, and we were wearing suits to high school.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Juliet K, and it wasn't just the ladies that he was slaying.
Uh-huh.
It was just the manner in which he dressed and the manner in which he carried himself was just like one of the coolest things. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we gotta do a segment on that too.
you know. Go ahead, tell us your number three movie, Jay.
Okay, so number three is we're gonna get into this two movies that each of us ever seen, but my number three is Get Out. Get Out was like an eye opener, self reflection. It was just like one of the greatest movies that I think Jordan Peele ever did. And I took my wife. We went to go see it in a movie theater, and during the whole movie, y'all know when you go to black theaters, people talk during the movie. It was dead silence. It was quiet through the whole movie, and at the end, when everybody cheered, like it was just a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, that's what I knew about him. And when he ventured off into that genre, I've seen. It's one of those movies that David and I talk about that you only need to see once.
Okay.
It's not an over and over because of the subject matter. I only need to see it once because you know what? Shit really could happen.
Yeah.
This shit.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and I'm like,
Or
wow.
as some people say that, my wife, this should happen in real life.
You know, it's nuts because I don't know how far you go back. You've seen Twilight Zone.
Oh, that was.
Rod Serling, the creator.
Mhm.
Jordan Peele has become our new Rod Serling.
I get that. I think I said we dipping off in other things, but the Twilight Zone. One of my favorite episodes was the model who thought she was ugly, and she got the plastic surgery, and then she turned around, she had the weird face, and
The
then
nose,
everybody,
yeah,
yeah,
pig face,
the
yeah.
pig face.
Yeah, that's what we call it as kids.
Yeah, so when I saw that episode, I was like, and I think I got hooked on the Twilight Zone after that. Yeah.
It's that and Alfred Hitchcock Presents coming up as a kid. It did turn me off to horror. I don't do a lot of horror.
Mhm.
I'll do some suspense thrillers, but because I saw so much of it, it's like, I didn't even go to the theater to see Get Out.
Yeah.
But that was such genius the way Jordan Peele put it together.
Yes.
And anytime a movie, you stop, you end the movie and you say, that could happen. That
Yes.
could,
Yes.
That's a good like Jaws.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm not going out in the water.
Who, me? Nah.
No,
I got my
no.
toes wet. We good to
Yeah.
go.
My number three is possibly, I won't say in my mind, it'll go down as a great cinematic movie, but one of my favorite actors, Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump.
Okay,
Um, Forrest Gump,
that is a great movie.
uh, from start to finish, I may have seen Forrest Gump more than 1,000 times.
Yeah,
It's very quotable. Uh, you know, run, Forrest, run. Uh, you know, Lieutenant Dan.
yeah,
You know, Bubba. Oh no. And I can remember, and Demita and we talk about it in one of the podcasts that we've done. She didn't want to see that movie, but
seriously.
we love Tom Hanks so much,
Hmm.
and I didn't drag her to see it, but she didn't want to see Tom Hanks portray quote unquote a special needs kind of character.
Oh, okay.
But that's not what he was. He
Hmm.
was the everyday guy. Yeah, he wound up in some pretty historic moments,
Hmm.
but she didn't want to see it. And when we saw it, I knew she was hooked. When I looked over, she's crying because Bubba just died.
Yeah.
Uh, it's probably one of the saddest movies, the saddest part of the movie, I should say. But when Bubba looks up at Forrest and says, "I want to go home,"
Yeah.
and you just. But Forrest Gump, all of the bad things, good things. He introduced us. Uh, no, Jenny died of a mysterious
Hmm.
illness in the movie. She had a virus, but we
Yeah.
all know it was AIDS because Jenny was out there doing her
Yeah.
thing, man.
Jenny.
Jenny was something else.
Yeah, Jenny was something. I just put it like that.
But she and Forrest had that great relationship. But yeah, Forrest Gump is my number three movie. What's your number two movie?
So this is Chip's probably number one. My number two is John Wick. Now, John Wick is like the latest, greatest action series that's out there. John Wick 1.
Yes.
To me, that was. As soon as you sit down and you see him with his puppy, grieving his wife and everything, and then he gets beat up. And then John
John Leguizamo.
Zamo, yeah, he like he beats the guys up. It's like you don't know who you messing with. And then when you hear the father say he killed a person with a pencil, you like, what is this man talking about? Then when he smashes the floor, oh, it's all over.
You know what? You're going to be surprised. John Wick is not in my top five.
Seriously.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
It's in the top 10 for sure. But the legend goes, and Demita tells the story. We had a famous movie bootlegger that
Yeah.
we all bought from. No names, please.
Uh
But
huh.
I bought the bootleg, and it was a Sunday evening. I'll never forget it. Sunday evening. Come on, baby, let's watch this movie. It's called John Wick. Put the DVD in the player, and I'd never seen such a bad quality DVD
Uh huh.
bootleg. This
The
was
man was
terrible.
walking across.
Yeah, all of that. I mean, it was such a bad quality. Like, that's it. I stopped the movie. We got dressed, and we went to the movies that same day and
So,
paid.
so as you doing this,
Yeah.
turning this TV up and down for the volume,
Yeah.
you like, I can't take this no more, baby. Let's go.
We went to the movies, and I think Demita and I saw that movie in the theater 4 times.
Wow.
And like you said, Jay said it's probably one of my favorite movies. And he's shocked. I know he's shocked it's not in my
Yeah.
top five.
Yeah.
But we love the movie so much. The first one, we named our dog John Wick. Wick is downstairs doing his thing. But my number two movie is a military movie. It's called Apocalypse Now. Again, this was back in the day when you didn't need your parents to go to movies. There was some movies you couldn't get in without an adult.
Okay.
Apocalypse Now was one of them, but I had a grown up friend, Gary.
Oh.
I was under go see this movie. You know a lot about military. You're a young dude, and we sat in the theater, and I think may have been only like 6 or 8 of us in the theater because it was
Okay.
afternoon, and it was the first movie that showed us what Vietnam was really
Really
like.
all about. Okay.
Martin Sheen was great. Robert Duvall, you got that famous. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The Huey the helicopters dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun. That was all there, and it was just mesmerizing to me. And then you go on and read the history. Lawrence Fishburne. He was Larry Fishburne. He was only
Yeah.
14 years old when he made
Yeah.
that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Brando. It took him 2 years or plus to make that movie because they had to wait for Marlon Brando to come to the Philippines so they could make that movie.
Wow.
There's a lot of Lawrence Fishburne. You realize, this is not just a kid. This is a pretty damn good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene. Spoiler alert! Go watch it when Martin Sheen is sent into the jungle to kill Marlon Brando.
Mm-hmm.
He's a special forces guy, and just from when the PT boat, the Navy picks him up and takes him down the river, the Mekong, and the stuff that they go to before they even get to Marlon Brando, it was just amazing. And before that, the only movie that really sort of portrayed Vietnam was the Green Berets.
Okay.
John Wayne, and I'm a huge John Wayne fan. People can't understand why. Yeah, John Wayne might have been a little racist. I won't say little, but just the movies. When you're a kid and that's all you got to watch,
Yeah.
he becomes one of your favorites.
Yeah.
So John Wayne had the Green Berets, and
Yeah.
they glorified the war, but they didn't tell you the story. They did. I think the worst thing that happened was a booby trap killed one of his soldiers.
Okay.
Raymond St. Jacques, across 110th Street, Cotton Comes to Harlem. He was in that movie. But Apocalypse Now is number 2 because it was one of those life changers.
Okay.
For me, and movies can change a young person's life and the way they think. I became oddly enough pro-military.
Okay.
And protecting, and I realized because we had known people that were in Vietnam that they were over there because their government told them to. I mean, they weren't bad. You follow orders. So that's how that movie changed my life. Okay, your number 1 movie.
Okay, so I'm trying to see. I see 2 of them on here. Did I do? I did 4 already.
Yeah, we did 4 each.
Okay, so I said The Mummy. I said John Wick. The Mac.
Get Out.
Oh, and Get Out. Okay, so I had a tie for number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably gonna wait for the tie till we do the Marvel number 1s. So I'm gonna wait for that one. So my number 1, and I was in your basement one day and you laughed, and I watched it at the karaoke show too. It's Demolition Man. Demolition Man is one of the greatest movies to me that I love watching.
This is about. I mean, you people out there, when you watch this, you can agree, comment on it, but this is our high five.
Right.
This is Jason and I. So I'm not going to disagree with you. I laugh because I don't think Demolition Man was ever meant to be an action. I thought it was a comedy.
Yeah, yeah. And it just turned like, I think like I know almost every line in the movie. When he yells "play ball," when he blow up the car, set your ass on fire. that movie, man. My wife even get tired because I watch Tubi at night, so I go and watch all my old shows before I go to bed, and then I put the timer on it so I can go to sleep and the TV go off. But when that's on, oh, I'm turning it on.
It has great lines. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we were talking about it. Um, you know, and it was the line where Wesley Snipes is getting ready to unfreeze everybody,
oh yeah,
and he gets to Jeffrey Dahmer, and he goes, "I
Dahmer.
love this guy." That it's not relevant
More
anymore,
right,
but it was funny.
but at the time, yeah,
You know, Jeffrey Dahmer's since been killed in prison,
uh-huh.
but you laugh like Jeffrey. You know, that Jeffrey Dahmer's gonna last that long.
Yeah, yeah.
A futuristic movie.
Oh
You know?
man.
You know
And then I like the part where it's like Taco Bell is
that.
uh,
You,
exquisite restaurant.
you remember they had the commercials when that movie came out?
No.
There was Taco Bell commercials. They didn't have Sylvester Stallone in them. I can't remember, or Wesley Snipes, but there were Taco Bell Demolition Man commercials.
Seriously.
I mean, it was probably
That's
one
a
of the best
YouTube
product
result.
placement
Okay.
parts in movies ever. I mean, it did so much business for Taco Bell because what it said is all the rest of y'all are gone.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is still here.
King.
You know?
Yeah.
Burger King, McDonald's, y'all
Y'all out of here, right?
But Taco Bell is still here.
Right.
Dang, run for the border. But it was this was before the run for the border. I think it was definitely before the run for the border ad. But yeah, Demolition Man and Taco Bell had a little marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get where you were in your life, and like you said, you know every line from the movie, and that spells out a favorite.
Yeah.
If a movie is very quotable, and I'm gonna segue into my top movie. You know, my number one movie of all time. I mean, and I've seen many movies, but I have to say number one is The Godfather.
Yes.
And you put one and two, and I can bunch three in there.
Okay.
But again, sorry, Mom, I saw Godfather by myself. And just from the opening wedding scene,
Yeah.
when everybody comes to pay tribute at his daughter's wedding, Luca Brasi, the lines when in the movie, Godfather, on the day of your daughter's wedding, Luca Brasi's out there practicing what's he gonna say because Marlon Brando was a very powerful man.
Mm-hmm.
I do nothing about the mob in the 40s and the 50s, but it had such a great cast. It introduced me to Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Duvall was in it. James Caan, who was Sonny. Talia Shire. I took a quiz. You ever take those quizzes on Facebook? You scroll in, and how well do you know The Godfather?
Okay.
And I got tired of answering the questions. I didn't get any wrong. I was like up in the 70s.
Wow.
As far as how many questions I got right. One of my favorite lines is lead the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah.
Shit like, when Michael's wife gets blown up in Sicily. But the Godfather is, and I never wanted to be a movie director or anything, but it's just so well put together.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando and Robert De Niro are the only two people in Oscar history that got an Oscar for playing the same person.
Wow.
Young Vito Corleone and Godfather 2, which, and that's why I grouped them together. Godfather 3, not so much, but how many times have the guys out there, you heard me say, it's got probably one of my, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I think my jaw dropped when I watched Godfather and the horse's head bed scene. That, I think I was like, oh, this is one of the greatest shows ever.
Imagine a kid in the movies when I saw that, because the movie director, he was a hot shot, And why didn't you tell me that Vito Corleone was your boss? And he was all ready to give in, but he refused to give Johnny that role.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so cool. Tom Hagen and Robert Duvall was so cool. He was just double breasted. He's like, I must be going. Leaving so soon. You know, Vito Corleone is a man that likes to hear bad news in person.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is gone. He's back in New York. The next morning, dude wakes up. He's got blood everywhere, and he pulls that cover back. And I remember being in the movies and everybody like, ah!
Uh-huh.
Seeing that horse's head sent a message. And that was the first thing that, wow, the mob mean business.
It mean business. We gotta do a top five mob. I got a couple of those.
We got a whole series. And this podcast, just for the short time me and you've been sitting here, is going to be
I like this. I like this.
So, we got, Jason's got his top five, my top five. Now we're going to go into actors, which might surprise you of some of the people that are on my list and not on my list. So who's your number five actor?
My number five. My number five is somebody. When I talk about his movies, Chip be like, "Oh my god, here we go." Mark Wahlberg. Look at the face, y'all. Look at the face.
But this is your top five. Okay.
I like the stuff that he in because he a Boston guy, so it's that flavor that he has. He has a little urban in him, and he's still connected to the hip hop scene, and he just still have a swag with him. I think that's the reason why I like. I liked him in the Planet of the Apes. I liked him in Four Brothers. I just like the dude, man. So that's one of my favorite actors. Like, it's no order, everybody. It's just right now for this list.
And
that's
I'll give you Four Brothers. Four Brothers is a very underrated movie. I mean, it brought along Tyrese, Andre. That was. Don't ask me who the fourth brother was, but
I forget the fire starter. I forget his name.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But it was a very underrated movie. But Wahlberg, he had Shooter. I enjoyed him in Shooter, but Jay, he's Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
He's still Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, and those dudes. My number five actor. I got a tie among three.
Can you pass that?
Three three actors at the number five. Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
Great actor. If you ever see The Green Book, The Green Book is a great movie. He was from Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
He was great at that before he became. He was pretty good and a sharp dresser. Tie him with Hill Harper. A lot of guys forget about Hill Harper. But Hill Harper was in a movie, look it up, called The Nephew.
Okay.
He plays a young man that goes to Ireland because his mother was white, his father was black. His mom passes away, but he promised his mom that he would go visit her family.
Oh.
And right away, his uncle didn't know who he was because he had never met him.
Okay.
And he's on the dock looking for, a white dude.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Hill Harper. It is such a good movie and well acted that I put him up there. I've seen him in other things, like late in Lackawanna Blues. But Hill Harper, The Visit. You ever see The Visit?
No.
Oh, he plays plays a guy in prison,
Okay.
and his family comes and visits him. But of all people, if you guys know the history of the TV show Jeffersons,
Hmm.
his parents are Marla Gibbs and Billy D. Williams.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
And Hill Harper did such a great job of that, and I had to make him not just great actor, one of my favorite. I love to watch Hill Harper work.
Okay.
And then he's also tied with, and some may argue where he is. Why is he tied at number five? And he could be a standalone lower in my. But Don Cheadle.
Oh, see, my list was so big. I had to chop
It's tough
it
to chop
down.
it. When you doing the top five, it's tough to chop it
Yes,
down.
because this I had 15.
Uh,
I had 15, so I was like, okay, out of these 15s, how many of these movies I watched the most, and that's how I got it.
mm-hmm.
But yes, Don Cheadle.
It's not just the Marvel movies. If you ever seen Devil with the Blue Dress, why wasn't he nominated for an Academy Award? His role was small,
Hmm.
but Mouse
Yeah.
and Devil with the Blue Dress, him and Denzel,
Well,
Talk to Me.
Talk to Me. It was great. That
Excellent.
was, if y'all haven't seen Talk to Me, that was one of the greatest movies he ever did.
Yeah.
Another one with Don Cheadle that he people sleep on was the one where he played the undercover CIA agent when he was bombing people. He was a
Well, if you guys know it, put it in the comments that
yes.
this is the movie, and then that way we know you all are listening.
Yeah, that was a great movie. It was you thought he was a serial bomber, but he wasn't. He was working with the government.
Oh yes, I remember that. Ooh, it'll come to me, but I
Yeah, if
remember.
y'all
That
know in
movie.
the comments, please put it down and have a discussion about it. If you haven't watched that movie is amazing.
Yep. Who's your number four in your list?
Okay, so
I know you. Again,
here we
it's
go.
tough to narrow these down, but this is why let's have that discussion, y'all. Y'all tell us who your top fives are.
Right.
In the comments.
Okay, my number 4 is a lot of ladies love this guy, so but I like him because of the action, and that's Jason Statham.
You and my wife. We close the door. you know.
Jason Statham, for me, I think when I never watched the first Italian Job, the original, and you
Right.
talk to me about that all the time. But the first Italian Job that I seen starring him, oh, I thought it was amazing. And then I started watching his movies after that, and to me, that was okay. This is a good actor. I like it.
He acts, and I've seen him. Jason said, as you know, back in the COVID day, Davida loved him so much, we rented a theater
Mm-hmm.
to see. I forgot the name of the movie, but she loved Jason. I mean, he's a good action. I will say modern day action.
So let me ask you this question: do you think he kind of niched in that now? Like, you think he can play something else?
I think he can. I think he. We just haven't found the vehicle or the movie to see how well he can act.
Mm-hmm.
The Beekeeper.
Yes, that was great.
You had the action. You knew he was gonna fuck people up, but he acted.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot like Steven Seagal. I'm just here to kick ass.
I ain't even gonna talk about that.
But no,
because
but-
me personally, I remember being a teenager and people was like, "Oh my God, Steven Seagal is the greatest," and I'm
Nah,
like,
he hard to kill, and
Hard to Kill was good, but that was because it was Jamaicans in the movie.
Yeah.
we saw we saw some us in there. But to me, Steven Seagal had that one move that he did in every movie, and everybody just.
But you
That's
don't
a
get
two-fist.
you don't get to see people get their arms broken that way.
Yeah.
When you get that, and that's what made Steven Seagal. But yeah, Jason Statham, I've seen movies
Sorry,
to where you can see that there's an actor in there, not just a martial
Yeah.
artist in there. My number 4, it's a tie so many, but Delroy Lindo. The
Delroy played some of the greatest scenes.
Five Bloods pissed me off because he didn't get nominated
He
for
should
the
have won for
Academy
that.
Award. He didn't even get nominated, and I thought he and Spike Lee should have been nominated for the Five Bloods.
For me, somebody who suffered from PTSD, Five Bloods show his overall character in real human. Somebody who I know who's been in the military, somebody who's really went through it, and he portrayed it as a real soldier. He got snubbed for that.
He got snubbed, and the movie all the way around was such a great movie. If you haven't seen that in a while, go see it. And his partner at number four is Jeffrey Wright.
Okay,
Peoples Hernandez.
That's on our villains.
Yeah.
What?
He's
That's
one of the
what-
great villains in the movie. Is People Hernandez, but Jeffrey Wright is such a great actor.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
yes.
How can you go from portraying Dr. Martin Luther King to People's Hernandez
Hernandez.
with the accent?
Yes. This
Yeah.
3,700 count Egyptian car, motherfucker.
Jeffrey Wright is there's so many. I can't even talk about his movies. He's so good at them, and he's good in everything. James Bond. He'll be a Felix in James Bond movies. You go on. Who's your number three guy?
Okay, so number three is uh, Daniel Kaluuya. That's the guy who played in Get Out, and he also played in a couple of other movies. I think he's the newest upcoming actor that when he plays his roles, he can play them.
Yeah. He's and that's a good choice. I won't say that I didn't consider him. He's kind of too new for
Yeah.
me. My history of movies, but everything I've seen him in, he's been good.
Yeah.
Even Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And he was Black Panther. Fred Hammond.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he did
Black
good for
Panther.
Hampton too.
Hampton. He was really good in Get Out. Like I said, you only had to see that movie for me one time.
Uh-huh.
But when that one tear is rolling
Yeah.
down his eye and she's staring at him like, what kind of acting?
Yeah, like where did he go to get that out? Yeah.
That one tear.
Right.
The director just said, okay, give me one tear.
Just give me
you know?
one.
I just need one tear out of you. And he is turning. He could be where, and I'll go back in time. I said this after I saw, him as Fred Hampton. He could be our next Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
And I love Sidney. But he could be the next Sidney Poitier. And you don't want to. This is the next person. This guy. But I put him on that level with Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
So that's a good choice.
Yeah, because Fred Hampton, I think we went to the movies to see that. I think we all went as a group.
Did we rent the theater for that too?
Did we rent it? I know we rented it out a couple of times for a couple
We
of
did
movies.
3 times. We did it for Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We did it for the evil man.
Yeah.
With Jason Statham. I want to say we did it for that too, because it was COVID. You could rent movies. You and your friends could get together and
The whole movie theater.
The whole movie theater was yours. But yeah, he was pretty good in that. My number 3 is Tom Hanks. There isn't a part of, I'm going to say from the time I was 16, 17, that Tom Hanks hadn't been a part of my life. You go all the way to Bosom Buddies.
All the way for me is Bosom Buddies and Big.
Yeah, well, Big, the only reason that Big wasn't in my top 5 is because of Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
That was seeing him in Big, and that's acting. A lot of people to me, I'll ask you, and then we could talk about this again. People think that it's a rom com.
No.
It's I won't say sci-fi, but it's one of those mystical.
Yeah.
You know, how do you go? How can you make yourself big?
Yeah.
You know, you made a wish and now you're big. But just the comedy of a 12-year-old wrapped in a grown man's body.
Yes.
You know, even when he's looking down at his crotch, and you know, there must have been hair down there. You know, he's getting laid for the first time.
Right.
You know, that big was great. But Tom Hanks, Saving Private Ryan. I can only watch the first 20 minutes of that now, only because.
What's the one when he was on the island by himself?
Oh, Castaway.
I think I went to the movies about 3 or 4 times to watch Castaway, and
That's when he proved that he was an actor. I mean,
Yes.
Philadelphia, all of those. He got Oscars for Forrest Gump in Philadelphia.
yeah,
But Castaway, I think he was nominated. But when you're by yourself like that, and when he had to take his tooth out with that ice skate,
I did this in the movie theater. I did this in the movie theater
but that's acting. You got to do this shit to
Right.
yourself.
because me and my cousin, we for that whole summer, we yelled Wilson
Wilson.
for the whole summer,
Um,
all summer long.
that scene right there, and we
I cried.
We
I
could
didn't
break.
even
We
lie to
could
you.
break down in upcoming episodes of High Five, but that was losing the love.
Yeah, I cried. Wilson was
And
just
he's-
floating away.
I'm sorry, Wilson. I'm sorry. Acting
Yeah.
and scene. You know that.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is my number 3 guy. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is tied with my number 1. My number 2 is Denzel Washington. So Denzel Washington is easily my number 1, but I put him at number 2 because I like the other guy more because he's more recent. But Denzel Washington, Man of Fire, the one when he played the cop. What was the movie? I'm bad with the shows. I'm on the spot right now, so y'all deal with me. As we get more on this podcast, I come up with more stuff. But what was the one? Glory.
Glory.
As a kid, when I first saw Glory and he stood there,
He had the one tear.
oh,
And
I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be incredible.
Now Denzel, and I'll give it away. Denzel is my number 1.
Okay.
I go as far back. Denzel's first thing that I ever seen him in was a movie called Carbon Copy.
Okay.
George Segal played his dad. He was a rich dude,
Mm-hmm.
and Denzel just shows up on his doorstep. Hi, Daddy. You know, and he's Denzel's dad.
Uh-huh.
White dude, you're my dad. You know, was funny, and I knew he had something then. And then he went to a TV show, Saint Elsewhere.
Oh, I do remember Saint Elsewhere.
Yes, and he started acting on Saint Elsewhere, and from that moment on, you know, Glory, Equalizer,
Training Day is the one I was thinking
Training
of.
Day. He got the Oscar because
He hadn't
we
played
weren't used to seeing
him that way.
that
Yeah.
way.
But your other favorite, Devil in a Blue Dress.
Devil to, and you forget about Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Seeing him in a Navy uniform, you know, and he got it right. Me being a Navy man, he got wearing that uniform right,
Yeah.
where a lot of other cats didn't.
Didn't he play in Pelican Brief
Yes.
too?
The Pelican Brief. He was a lawyer.
Yeah,
Julia
that's the one I
Roberts.
remember too. Yeah.
You could go on and on. What was the movie? He died. He was a drug dealer. He died and gave the cop his heart.
Oh yeah.
Have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was good. He was really, really good in since we talk about my number one, I won't talk about it because your number two is my number one.
Uh-huh.
But I think Malcolm X,
Amazing.
and we'll do our top five biopics. But if you remember your pictures of Malcolm X,
You
Denzel looked nothing like
like it,
Malcolm X.
but
what
you saw it. You saw Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wasn't as tall as Malcolm X,
Hmm.
but he always Davita and I joke around and every go back to any Denzel movie, and he's got the Denzel walk. How you gonna be Malcolm X and you got the Denzel walk? He's training day.
Uh-huh.
He got the walk. Easy Rollins the devil. He's got that walk. And here go him and Spike Lee walking down the street to Malcolm X with the Denzel walk. So you say Denzel's your
Number two.
okay, and who's your number one? Because I'll share my number.
My
Two.
number two is Michael B. Jordan.
Number one or two?
My number one.
Okay, Michael
Well,
B.
Denzel is like my
Yeah,
number one. Also.
one A, one B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Michael B. Jordan, I remember when he was on The Wire as a little kid.
Mhm.
Kind of stood out from there.
We brothers, man.
Yeah.
We
Right. And then when he did Black Panther, I loved him in that. A lot of people didn't like him in Fantastic Four. I liked him in Fantastic Four.
Well, and to me, that's the one Marvel movie that they haven't gotten right yet.
Mhm.
They've rebooted that thing
So many times. Yes.
Get it right. But Michael B. Jordan, Fruitvale Station, you knew that brother was going to be good in that. Even though, he was Wallace in The Wire,
Yeah.
you could see a little something there. But Fruitvale Station,
Yeah.
Creed, the first Creed.
Mhm.
The first. I thought,
We went to the movies together to see that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that Sylvester Stallone should have been nominated
Mhm.
because he was he got to be the mentor,
Yeah.
and the way that Apollo's son took him in,
Mhm.
Unc, he could start calling
Yeah.
him Unc, but he was good in that. I don't think he's also, I just forgot, but there's a Netflix, not Netflix, but Prime movie. Where
Oh,
he
Without
played-
Remorse.
Without Remorse.
Yes.
And of course, I had to check out how he wore the uniform.
Uh-huh.
Being a Navy SEAL and
Yeah.
everything.
You love it.
He was good in that. But Michael B. and Daniel, they're the up and comings.
Mm-hmm.
Have they been around to be, sinners? He played two people,
Two people.
and he played them differently in the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good, that's a good choice. 1A and 1B,
Yeah.
and again, and it's not a slight. It's a great thing that our age difference, because you can take me back and I can take you, forward and back.
And backwards, yeah.
So, that the good young choices that I didn't think about, but I know that are good actors.
Yeah.
My number two is Andre Braugher. You talking about Glory? That probably was the first thing that you've seen Glory in.
Mhm.
The guy with the glasses.
Okay.
Fantastic actor. He started out. Glory was the first thing I'd ever seen him in, and
Okay.
he was good in that. He was remember Denzel. Oh, you should have ducked.
Right.
He's in a movie that not too many people seen, and it's on my movie list when we do movies that I may have seen that not everybody else.
Yeah.
A movie with Paul Giamatti called Duets. Of all things, Duets is a movie. Andre Braugher is an escaped prisoner,
Okay.
and he hooks up with Paul Giamatti, who's just getting away from his family. He just got in the car and got to get. He can't take the business life, the family life, and they just get in the car
There you go.
and they get into this bar that's got karaoke.
Uh-huh.
decide to sing karaoke, and they were so good together that they go across the country to be in this karaoke contest. Now, it's probably the first movie ever about karaoke, me and you being in the karaoke business, being
Mm-hmm.
partners, that nobody's seen, but it's also the movie that brought Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow singing "Cruising."
Oh.
That song was featured with them singing karaoke in that movie.
Oh, I have to check that out then.
Yes, it's called duets, and
Duets.
everybody that's in the karaoke contest are duets.
Okay.
And the two of them, Paul Giamatti and Andre Brower, they do a duet of "Try a Little Tenderness." So it's ready to try a little tenderness.
Uh,
And didn't know that he could sing, and I definitely didn't know Paul Giamatti could sing.
wow.
But I highly recommend it for everybody out there to watch duets.
Okay.
But Andre Brower, if you remember the TV show Homicide: Life on the Street,
Yeah, that's
he
one of
was
your
Frank.
shows.
He was Frank Pembleton, and probably one of my favorite cops. If we do the top 5 TV cops,
Mm-hmm.
he would be in there.
Okay.
But if he put you in the box, meaning the interrogation room, if he put you in that box, he would tell you, you kidnapped the Lindbergh baby, didn't you? And you would confess to
You
saying
confess
yes.
to it. Okay. Okay.
That's how good of a cop he was. And he was also the captain on Brooklyn Nine-Nine
Oh.
before he
Okay.
passed away. He passed away a couple of years ago, baby. Rest
Okay.
in peace. But Andre Brower is my number two. And we segue in to our actresses.
So
Yeah, number
my
five.
my number 5 is Lashonda Lynch.
Okay, I'm not familiar with her.
Lashonda
What have I
Lynch
seen her in?
is. Did you see Woman King yet?
Unfortunately, I did not.
Okay. So Woman King, she was the general in the Queen's, well, the King's women army. She basically was training new recruits, and she was a no business taking person, but she ended up getting captured at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry y'all. But the acting skills that she had through the whole thing, like she barely talked at 1st,
Mm-hmm.
so you didn't think she could talk, but she talked. Her mannerism, her facial expressions, everything was just great. Have you seen The Jackal?
The newer one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Jackal's been remade a couple of times. I've seen bits and pieces.
She's the FBI agent in there.
Okay.
She's in that, and she was in little small roles in Jumanji and all that other stuff. But once we get off, you check her out. She's a really good actress.
Okay.
I
I
like
had
her
to
a lot.
definitely, open my eyes to something new there, so I'll take a look. My number 5, and I first saw her or paid attention to her in Baby Boy, is Taraji P. Henson.
Oh yeah.
Um, I knew at that point when I saw her, she can act.
Hmm.
She got nominated for Benjamin Button,
Okay.
but again, like Don Cheadle, she got snubbed and Talk to
Yeah.
Me. Taraji can act her ass off.
Hmm.
She's my number 5. Um, Empire, yeah, I was on and off
Yeah, I didn't really watch Empire. that
Empire.
much.
I had the remote in my hand and I got to it, I'd watch it till the next commercial.
Yeah.
But I was always focused on Taraji P. Henson.
Hmm.
No shade against Terrence Howard. He's who he is, but Taraji made that TV show.
Yeah.
And I watched it, especially when Cookie was, on the screen.
On the screen.
Okay, who's your number 4?
Um, it was a tie between Regina King, which everybody loves, but I ended up choosing Regina Hall. I like Regina Hall. We first seen her on. I'm bad with names, y'all, but she was the stripper in
The Best Man.
The Best Man.
Yep. I
And her
remember.
bubbly satire just made me like, okay, let me see what else she got. And then she started doing other movies, and I was like, oh, this lady can act. It make you forget about everything else, especially she did really good in the movie with the Essen Festival. What was that?
Girls.
Girls Trip.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think that's when I really was like, oh, she played the lead role. She did really good in that. That's what made me like her a lot.
Um, you got my number 4 is Octavia Spencer.
Yes.
Octavia Spencer, I think she came to us later in life,
Mm-hmm.
but everything that I've seen her in, right now I'm watching her in Ride or Die, a TV
Yeah.
series on Prime,
Mm-hmm.
and she tears up everything. I loved her, um, and there's a movie now I'm having to bet, but there's a movie where she and Kevin Costner play grandparents. Their
Mm.
kids, they have a granddaughter in common.
Okay.
Uh, you know, Kevin Costner's daughter married Octavia Spencer, and they're both gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, who's gonna get custody of the little girl?
Okay.
She's living with Kevin Costner, but he makes sure that he knows her black family too.
Oh. Okay.
She's very good in that. Hidden Figures.
Yes.
You know, she's very good in Hidden Figures. The Help, which pissed me off when I see it, um, but so she's very good in that. But she's my number 4. Who's
Okay.
your number 3?
So, as I'm going through my 3 through 4, these are the women I fell in love with. My number 3, I'm gonna start with the oldest, which is Pam Grier. Whew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Uh
Pam Grier.
huh.
I don't. Pam Grier still looks fine to me. And Coffee,
Sheba
all of it,
Baby.
Sheba Baby, all of, even in the newer shows like Cinnamon, all of that, she
Jackie
still got
Brown.
it. Yeah, she still got it.
Oh, okay. So for all you wives out there that with men of a different age, a certain age, uh, Pam Grier, there was the black version of Playboy magazine,
Mm-hmm.
1973. Pam Grier was a centerfold. I want to say player. It's either 73 or 75. All my brothers of a certain age, put in the comments if I got it right. But she was a centerfold,
Mm.
and I ripped that centerfold. I'm not supposed to. I'm about 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
I ripped the centerfold and I put it on my wall just where nobody but me could see it.
Oh
Like
wow.
it wasn't.
It
You
was
know,
it
behind the
was there,
bed.
but it wasn't high enough so I
Yeah.
could see. Yeah.
Pam, Pam was more of a sex symbol for me than an actress. I mean, she was. Uh, I'll give her an honorable mention the same way I would give Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren is 188 years old.
She's still fine.
She's still, but can act, you know.
Yeah.
But can act. But Pam Grier, I can see that.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Regina King.
Uh-huh.
And you'll see the two that I have ahead of her. Regina King she outgrew 227.
Yeah.
And she was in Poetic Justice. Is that
Yeah,
the movie?
Poetic Justice. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But when I seen her and Ray, and
Oh,
to this day you can't. Another snub.
she stole that scene.
She, when she was learning, Ray goes, "I got a new song for you," and she was pissed off,
Yeah.
and she had those laser beams beaming
Uh-huh.
through them, and she was saying hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
She meant that.
She meant it. I don't know where she went in her mind, but wherever she went, she was on one.
Yep. And Ray was lucky he couldn't see.
Right.
The look on
He
her
probably
face.
would have stopped like, okay, we gotta do this another day.
Yeah. But Regina King is my number 3. The Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
We'll get to westerns for one episode here in the future, but The Harder They Fall, she got down in that. She did a great directing job and producing of One Night in Miami.
That.
So she's talented.
Y'all gotta watch that one too. So that gotta be a must watch.
Yeah.
We gotta do a must watch.
We gotta do the must watch.
Yeah.
You're right. Thanks for giving me that idea. That'll go on the list. But Regina King, who's your number 2?
Okay. Again, apologize to her husband, but Angela Bassett.
Okay, we both agree on number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Courtney Vance, and when we do war movies, Courtney Vance is in one of my favorite, Hamburger Hill.
Yeah.
But Angela Bassett, is it anything that she can't do, or anybody's mama that she can't play? Hell, she was Michael Jackson's mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want you no more.
But I was young before she came mom. She was Tina Turner. She was
what's love got to do it out?
She was
you had to act to take that kind of ass whooping.
Right. She was in Boys in Hood. She was Trey's mama.
Yep.
What else she was in? I just
of course
her
she
face.
was the queen of Wakanda.
Queen of Wakanda and everything.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with her at a young age, man.
She could act. I would put her in my number 1 up against any man as far as acting. She will probably, out-act. I mean, you hated to see her, die in London Is Falling.
Yeah.
But she was the head of the Secret Service. Just think of all the roles that she's got to play. And then I would love to ask her what her favorite role is.
Yeah, because like you say, she's
What
in the category of the men. Because if you see her on the cover art of movie or TV show, for me, I'm gonna watch it just because she's in it.
Right. I mean, there's just so many, and we can name them all. And she was good in all of them. She did her thing in all of them.
Right.
Who's your number 1?
Miss Felicia Rashad.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say I didn't expect to hear that name.
Yeah.
But okay.
As a kid, Cosby Show was a great show to watch. But when Claire came on the screen, I had Google eyes.
So it wasn't really for her acting ability, or.
But she can act, and she played in different things too. But I just loved her skills. So Felicia Rashad, that's my number 1.
My number 1 is Viola Davis.
Now, G2, great show. Now, Viola Davis, she still can play. Viola Davis is the one where she could come look roughed up, and then she'd go in the closet, she'd get dialed up, and
which makes her one of the finest ladies in Hollywood.
Yes.
There's a scene. What was How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes.
They should have gave her every acting award that there is that year, where she started taking that makeup off. And I said Emmy.
Yeah.
Oscar. Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
I mean, just taking the makeup off, and you can see what was under there, the real beauty, in her. But a lot of people will. What is about the priest that was accused of sexual molestation. Uh, where the first time we ever seen her, she got nominated for an Academy Award, and she was only in the movie for 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. Oh, I'll have to get the name of that. I can't think of it right now. And excuse me, but if you guys are out there following us, put it in the comments of the name of that movie. But she got nominated for an Academy Award, and she was in the movie like that, acting,
yeah,
and singing. You know, that's there's nothing that she can't do. And if she wasn't number one, Angela Bassett would be.
Yeah,
and I would never pit them. I would love to see them in a movie together. But Fences.
Yeah.
When her and Denzel Washington together,
woo,
that movie was on fire.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she got her Oscar, you know, for that. You know, Troy, I was with you all those goddamn years. That's not how the actual line went,
right?
But that's what it summed up to. You know, Denzel's telling you, you know, what he's done in the marriage, and you know, truly ride or die.
Yeah,
that character
stood by the side.
Yeah, ride or die. When he brought the baby from another woman into her house, man, you know. Ooh. So we did our top 5 movies, actors, and actresses, and we got a few more top 5s. We're gonna put out another episode next week. So if you don't think that we got to your top 5, you know, your favorite movie didn't make the list, it's probably gonna make a few other lists that we have, because we can go on. Jason and I, we're gonna cover movies, television, music, politics, life in general. Everything's got a top 5.
Yeah,
and we're gonna cover. You know, we're gonna probably do the top 5 married couples, the top 5 children in movies and television. You know, Opie Cunningham. You know, you know, people like that.
Paul.
There are so many places that we can go with this podcast or this topic, and there are others out there that have it. You know, but some of those people are famous. You know, so they sort of make you listen to it. But me and you, we just everyday brothers.
Yeah.
You know, that enjoy each other's company, enjoy each other, and so glad that you're in my life. You definitely are one of my top 5 brothers ever. So thank you for doing this with me. I hope you have fun. I hope you had fun.
Yes.
And everybody, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the High 5, where we cover top 5 things that we want to talk about. Remember, it may not be your high 5, but it's our high 5. And if you want to send a note to us about a top 5 that you'd like us to cover, maybe, you know, it could be anything, and you want to add a comical spin, make people laugh, just come on and in the comments, like us, follow us, and we'll try to cover that for you.
Yes.
So until the next time that we see you all, you know, this is Chip.
And I'm Jason.
And we're going to see you in our high 5. Everybody, take care, be safe out there, and nothing is above being in the top 5. Talk to you next week.
All right. That was great. I